Avacyn's Pilgrim?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep. So remember, Sublime Archangel, it's one of those must-answer cards along with Silverblade Paladin, and easily answerable. You know, there's plenty of spells that deal with it, but you have to have one immediately.
Right.
It looks like that play was just made. Yep, 17 and 18. It looks like Humburg does have the answer for it. The Oblivion Ring is what we're expecting to see here. Yep, Oblivion Ring on Sublime Archangel will put the Rancor back into Kunze's hand, and Humburg should be able to swing. Though he opts not to here, just leaving back Centaur Healer for defense.
It looks like he does not want to trade 3 damage for a potential 3 from David Kunze.
Yeah, no, and I think what he's feeling here is that Bryan likes this game, wants this game to go late. He's not particularly worried about trying to race. He's really has to make sure that David doesn't race him, as it were.
Exactly. He just wants to not die, because in his deck, he has 3 Supreme Verdict, he has 4 Jace, 2 Tamiyo, Sphinx's Revelation. All these cards just get so much better in the late game.
Yeah, so Humburg's Bant deck, very different. Humburg's Bant deck features a full 6 Planeswalkers. It's the standard 4 Jace, 2 Tamiyo. Remember, we had all of 1 Tamiyo in Jacob Baugh's deck from last round.
Yeah, and there you see Thalia on the right, enchanted with the Rancor. 4/1 first strike will hold the fort and threaten 4 damage next turn. Bryan Humburg's hand, though, definitely stocked. He has a Supreme Verdict. I believe he's a Tamiyo.
Yeah, I don't know if he has another land.
Yeah, I think that Thalia just really shut him down right there.
Yeah, he can't Supreme Verdict on this board until he has at least 1 more land. Though, in good news, David Kunze does not have that much pressure on the board.
No, 4 damage a turn. It's a good amount, but it's not enough so that Bryan Humburg is in do or die mode quite yet.
You know, as you see, there's Sublime Archangel, the last real business card in Kunze's hand. He has to make sure that he doesn't, if he commits it, he's basically conceding that, you know, land Supreme Verdict is going to beat him. Now, that said, it might not be the wrong play. It might be that if he thinks that Bryan Humburg's deck is just too live once it gets going, then he would have to make that play. He's very content just swinging for 4 with Thalia.
Yep, he'll hold up the Selesnya Charm, so in case Bryan Humburg does play Supreme Verdict next turn, he can make a Knight token, swing for 4. I'm not sure if that's the right play. Bryan Humburg does have access to 4 Supreme Verdicts after sideboard.
Right. So what's going to happen is on end step, Restoration Angel will be cast by Bryan Humburg. It blinks the Centaur Healer, so essentially it becomes another Centaur Healer, gaining in free life, and they're jointly going to double block Thalia. They'll trade Thalia for Restoration Angel.
Yep, the Selesnya Charm in his hand just can't quite push it out of range.
I think it's Rancor on his Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Yep, threatening your trade with Centaur Healer next turn. Oh, and there's the land for Bryan Humburg anyway, so even if he didn't have that.
I think Humburg's got to be pretty happy with that. Alright, so Tamiyo, the Moon Sage, comes down for him. He's going to tap the Avacyn's Pilgrim and possibly swing with the Centaur Healer. There's nothing in Bryan Humburg that really has haste.
Yeah, that would be a brave swing, and there it is.
Yeah, Kunze goes to 15.
And no Selesnya Charm end step. I would have definitely liked to have seen one of those, just to get another creature on the board, because 1 creature versus Tamiyo is not a good spot to be in.
Right. I think the worry from his side is that while it might be good at dealing damage for that 1 turn, it would kind of be consigned to not doing much for the rest of the game.
That's true too. So David Kunze opts not to, just plays an Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Alright, so then we have Sublime Archangel for Kunze. And he will pass the turn. So yeah, so this is forcing Kunze to commit harder to the board, and unfortunately for Kunze, this is going to end particularly badly. The second white has been made for Humburg. He's going to swing with Centaur Healer. Yeah, and by playing that land untapped, he definitely is kind of putting a tell on his opponent that maybe the Supreme Verdict is coming. But Supreme Verdict comes nonetheless. Kunze's board swept up. Tamiyo taps down a land. Bryan Humburg in control and with 18 life is in a pretty commanding position.
He definitely is. David Kunze will need a very heavy hitter to get back in this game. Tamiyo will tick up to 7 this turn. Jace will be dropped. David Kunze just in a very rough spot. He has to find something really soon.
Right, no, that Celestial Charm will probably be able to take out the Jace. Alright, Supreme Verdict and Angel of Serenity and Temple Garden. So Angel of Serenity plus the third white with which to cast it.
That'll certainly be Angel versus here. Can't imagine any other play. David Kunze does have the Selesnya Charm for the Angel, but he wants to save the Selesnya Charm for that Jace too. So really, kind of a tough spot for him here. The problem is, even if he Selesnya Charms and kills the Jace, the Tammy is still just going to lock it down. That, the Night token.
Right.
So David Kunze has a decision to make here.
And ends up he's going to make a 2-2. He wants to attempt to get that Jace.
Bryan Humburg, backup Jace, Angel of Serenity in hand. So even if David Kunze can kill this Jace, which it looks like he will, it shouldn't matter because the Jace will be replaced.
Yeah. Alright, Rancor on the Vigilant Knight. It's going to take out the Tamiyo actually. 4 damage. So Tamiyo is now 3.
Okay, so David Kunze deciding Tamiyo is the bigger threat. Is about to ultimate. 2 turns away from ultimating, so probably the right play by David Kunze there.
Yeah, as much as you don't want to give your opponent another turn with Jace, it's probably the correct play. So Humburg's just going to use this Jace again to draw some more cards. He sees 3 land, almost certainly take the pile with 2 lands in it.
Yep, he'll have 2 Jace activations this turn.
Yeah, that does put him on line for Angel of Serenity. He's going to make another Jace.
Yeah, and all David Kunze can do is shrug because he knows this game is slipping out of hand very fast.
He's got to know he's not winning it. Or like he's not favored to win it. But you know, he keeps seeing like mini factor fiction piles like that, and it's got to be pretty encouraging for him.
Exactly, land. That's really what David Kunze needs. He needs a really good draw right now.
Tamiyo taps on the Knight though, and so David Kunze is going to just have to. You can see shit back the turn. You can see that by the way he moved his hands there, you know, almost like pounding on the table.
Oh, that little half shrug. Oh, and another nail in David Kunze's coffin.
Yeah, and Kunze not going to draw it out. Bryan Humburg, 2-1, winner over David Kunze. He's going to go into the finals. As we said before, Ryan Forsberg, probably the player with the best shot at taking down the tournament. He's going to get his matchup again. He's going to have to beat Bant one more time.
Yeah, so congratulations to David Kunze, top 4 competitor. Knocked out though, could not take it down in the 3rd game. Bryan Humburg really shows why Bant was the most popular deck this weekend.
Right.
So powerful.
Right.